Hey guys, Marisa at kitchentablestamper.com. Today I've got day number 10 in the 12 days of Christmas for you. All right, so if you're just joining us now, let me show you really quick the projects leading up to the 10 days. There's 10, 9, let's see here, 8. I love this. It's pencils, and then you take the pencils out, and there's a bookmark. That was an email exclusive. 7 was also an email exclusive, and I did the lollipop holder 2 ways. Check out those Charms hot chocolate with marshmallow center. All my treats came from Amazon. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. 6 was on the blog, kitchentablestamper.com. It's not too late to get in to the Kitchen Table Stamper email list to get the rest of the projects. kitchentablestamper.com/email. Fill out your name and email address, and we will send you 11 and 12. 11 and 12 are the last 2. They'll go out Saturday and Monday. Don't worry. If you didn't get in from the beginning, you'll have an opportunity to catch up, all right? Just check upon subscription, check for the welcome email that tells you how to get caught up with the 12 days of Christmas. All right, so 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. 5 was for email exclusive. And then 4, I love this sweet little bag, easy, and a little Debbie Christmas tree brownie fits in there. 3 was an email exclusive, and this one fits the Hubba Bubba Christmas edition bubble tape. And then 2 and 10 are probably my favorite of the projects that have been shown so far. I love this little spa tote. And then our first day of Christmas was this slider for the Dove Promise chocolates. All right, so that's where we're at so far in the 12 days of Christmas. The 6 of them are for the blog. 6 of them are email subscriber exclusives. It's not too late to get subscribed and get in. The last 2 of the 12 days of Christmas projects will be emailed to you, one Saturday afternoon and one on Monday, December 9th. At 9:05 p.m. So any subscribers that subscribe before Monday at 9:05 p.m. or before, let's say, Monday at midnight will get a opportunity to get the compiled 12 days of Christmas. So you'll have all 12 days. You wouldn't miss out on anything, okay? All right, so our portfolio today is really, really sweet. I got this from my friend Jan. She made me one with the iconic celebration paper. And let's see here. She got the idea from Claire in the UK. Claire, you and I have friends, mutual friends, mutual admirers, I guess. And so when she gave it to me, I said, "Oh, Jan, I love it so much. You know I'm going to take it apart and figure out how you made it, right?" She goes, "I know you are." So I took Jan's apart and made one of my own. This is with the Reindeer Days Designer Series paper and the Reindeer Fun bundle. Our little card there is kind of a bonus project. It's a cute little gift card holder that you can absolutely use for this season, even without the portfolio. So pay special attention to this. Let me show you the inside of this one. It has some different Designer Series paper, and I'll show you the little card that's inside of this one. I haven't put the candy bar in yet. All right, so this one did a little bit different patterns from the same Reindeer Days Designer Series paper, and the little card, again, different way. So you can use up your Designer Series paper really easy with these little gift card holders. So this one's got my gift card in it. Little pocket there. This is a standard card. It's 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. Then you get their card, cut that in half, and then use the Nested Essentials rectangle to make this awesome, simple, fast, easy pocket. And now all your gift card giving is done. All right. So let's go ahead, start with our portfolio pieces. I used Garden Green for my portfolio. Let's put this little guy aside for now. I'm going to try to keep my area clean so it's easy for you to follow along. There's a lot of steps, but none of it is difficult. It's all designer series paper and die cuts. No fussy cutting, no coloring. The pieces are much simpler. The project is much simpler than it looks. All right, so our template for the portfolio, here it is. There will be a picture of it on the project sheet, and there will also be step-by-step instructions, right? I'm doing my pieces in garden green. So I've got garden green, 6 1/4 by 10 and 11/16. 3 3/16 by 8 3/16 makes the pocket. Then the little strap to hold down the gift card holder, that one is 1 1/4 by 7 3/16, and I have garden green. Then the belly band is 1 by 8 1/2 garden green. And then, of course, we've got a half card here. If you're not cutting a card in half, maybe you don't have one to cut in half, or you're only making one of these, this is 2 3/4 by 8 1/2, scored at 4 1/4. All right, so all of that will be on the project sheet for you. No need to scramble. Let's get our Simply Scored tool and our paper trimmer and get the scoring done on these pieces. You'll be surprised how simple this really is. I know it looks fancy. All right, let's get my paper trimmer first. I'm going to start with a paper trimmer because our cover has 1/16 of an inch scores, and I don't trust myself with a paper trimmer for scoring usually, so I'm just going to focus, Rissy. And we're going to score at 3 1/4 and 3 3/4, 6 15/16, which is one little mark before 7, and then 7 7/16, which is one little mark before 7 1/2. All right, phew, now we can take this away and we'll have no chance of me cutting when I'm supposed to be scoring, because we're going to move to the Simply Score tool. I know you guys, you can leave in the comments and let me know if you prefer to score paper on your paper trimmer or the Simply Score tool. I know it's an extra tool, but it really has made a difference for me, and I've gotten so used to it that I forget and cut every time you put the paper trimmer in my hand. I cut. All right, so this guy is simple. This is the 1 1/4 inch one. It's a little bit wider. We're going to do 1/2 inch on both ends. And then the skinnier one, this is 1 inch. We're going to do 7/8, 1 3/8, 4 5/8, and 5 1/4. And then for our pocket, start on the long side, score at 1/2 and 1, rotate to the right, score at 1/2 and 1, rotate to the right, and score at 1/2 and 1. All right, there is our pieces for our portfolio. Now I'm going to work all of these score lines on all of these pieces with my bone folder. All right, that's everybody. Now let's go ahead and make our pocket. That's what we're going to do first. So we need this guy right here, and we're going to trim that one according to the template. Okay, let's go ahead and trim this one up according to our template, and we're going to just cut out these 3 squares. So I'm cutting straight along these 2 rectangles, and then I'll angle again at the next score line over, and then remove these 2 with a small angle. All right, so now we've got this funky tab, and we're going to cut that off at the score line. Do the same thing on the other side. And there is our pocket. Let's go ahead and put it together. I'm going to use some tear and tape adhesive, and I'm going to start with tear and tape on the small square tabs. So that's our first place. Now remove the liner from the tabs, and we're going to put this together like you put together a treat box. This is very similar to the pocket on our spa tote. We're going to fold in and up, in and up. So we've got some square corners. Now we need a piece of tear and tape, nice long strip on this glue tab here. And you can pull off the liner here, or you can just lift at either end, either way, because you're going to set it aside for just a minute. So you're going to either put that liner back on for a minute, or you're going to leave it on mostly. Bring up the corner, or bring down, I should say, the tab to make the corner. And then same thing on the other side. There, now we're going to run some adhesive on the side tabs of our pocket. And go ahead and lift that liner again, because you want to go end to end on this tab. There we go. All right, we can set that aside for a minute. Let's get some designer series paper. I'm going to start with 3 of the same, your choice. I've got the trees from the Reindeer Days designer series paper. Let me show you really quickly. So I did 3 of the same. I did the trees on this one. And let me show you the presents on the other one. You can do alternating if you want to. Your first panel can be one paper, second panel another, and then third panel the same as the first. Mix it up how you like. The fun part about this designer series paper is, first of all, it's on sale for $10 on the last chance list. And second of all, it's very nicely designed. All the pieces work really nicely together. All right, we've got a really important step right here. We need to make sure that the 3 1/4 inch panel is on our left side. One is 3 1/4 inches, and the other one is 3 3/16. And the 3 3/16 has to be on the right side. So make sure, measure up. Don't make a mistake here, otherwise you're going to get a trapezoid portfolio. Let's go ahead and adhere the first 2 panels with some liquid glue. All right, center panel is easy. It just goes straight on the portfolio. Now the next panel is a little easy. We're going to put some liquid glue, and we're going to grab that strap. That's the wider piece with the 1/2 inch at each end. We're going to also add some glue on the strap. Now here's how I like to do this after doing it a couple of times, because it's a little bit longer than the paper and it's a little bit shorter than the portfolio, and that makes it nice and neat. So what I do is lay down the paper, and before it sets, I'm going to slide this end of the strap right underneath the bottom and right underneath the top. And then I'm going to put it right of center. I don't want it to go down the middle, and that's kind of purposeful. We get a little asymmetric balance, and we also will have an easier time keeping the little gift card holder in. Now you're going to burnish everything down there all at once. Oh, I could use a little more glue under the corner here. There. All right, now onto our pocket. We can go ahead and remove the liner entirely on all 3 pieces. Now those 1/16 of an inch measurements that we had here are purposeful. It's going to make the pocket sit just inside the edges of the portfolio. It's just a 1/16 of an inch shorter this way, so you can center it right in, almost to the very edge, almost to the top, almost to the bottom. There's going to be just a little bit of cover, top, bottom, and right of the pocket. But it was only a 1/16 of an inch, so it'll go almost exactly to the edge. All right, when you've got it nicely placed, then you can grab your bone folder. Go figure, I put it away. Did you ever do that? Put it where it belongs, and then you're like, where are the keys? Oh, they're on the hook where the keys are supposed to go. Where's the bone folder? In the pen cup with the other tools where the bone folder is supposed to go. I do that to myself all the time. Punk myself by putting it where it belongs. It should not go past the edge at all, so give it a little finesse and then burnish it down. Bone folder is perfect for getting in that pocket. Okay, next step is to grab your designer series paper, the last panel. Did I tell you that these are all 3x6? They are. And this is going to cover all those little inside tabs. Make sure it's even left side from the fold to the paper, and then top and bottom from the top to the designer paper. And you got good placement. Bone folder to the rescue. All right, we got 2 more pieces of Reindeer Days designer series paper. I've got 2 different ones this time, 6x2, 6x1. Let's go ahead and adhere those. My friend Jan made me one of these, iconic celebration, and then she put little pieces of designer series paper even in those small segments between the folds on the side and outside. It was so beautifully finished. These patterns are a little bit big for those skinny little pieces, but if you're doing something that scales nicely to you know, like 1/2 inch, that would be perfect in there too if you wanted some extra finish. All right, there is the inside of our portfolio. We can fold in. Now I've got 2 designer series papers that are the same here. These are 3x6 again. Let's go ahead and put those. Oh, that's so cute. Maybe I should do that side out this time. Is that crazy? Oh, let's do it, right? This paper's so, so cute. All right, there we go. I had planned on doing the other side, just to be honest with you. I had cut it so that the other face was up. Oh, but that looks pretty cool. All right, then we're gonna fold it closed and add a 3x6 to the back. And then last piece is our cover piece. Now, be careful, I've got directional paper, so I'm making sure that my inside and my outside direction match. You don't want anything turned upside down when you open and close. Last piece, 3x6. I got yet one more design. I am going with this fancy reindeer paper for the cover. I kept the elements pretty simple so that that could be the star of the show. There's our portfolio. Did the hard part. All right, let's go to our card, our gift card holder. It's a little half card. This is 2, oh no, do I want to do this one now? No, because when this is closed, you're going to see this. So let's do the other paper. This is 2.5 by 4. Got that. Can pop that right on the card. And then for our pocket, we're going to take the Nested Essentials rectangle die. It's the second from the largest. Let me show you that on the die chart. Perfect for a gift card pocket. Let's flip that over to the back side, and I'm going to grab my fine point glue because we're going to add a little fine tip glue all the way on the edge, like right at that pierced edge. I'm going to go around just bottom right and left. Then open up the gift card holder and let's pop that on there at the bottom. Now give that a little bit to dry before you go shoving a gift card in there because you don't want it to pop open. And the gift card is going to fit kind of snug. You saw that at the beginning. So there's our little gift card holder. All right, let me pop that aside for a minute. I did a lot of die cutting ahead of time here. We're going to start with the outside pieces. So for our belly band, We have a banner with fish lips from Pool Party, a deckled circle from White. I've got 2 hollies from Granny Apple Green. We're going to edit these hollies. I want 2 leaves and a berry instead of the 3-leaf configuration that the die cuts. All right, so I'm going to keep the small and the medium leaf, and I'm going to cut off the large one. Just put that aside for another project, because sometimes you want holly with 1 leaf, and sometimes you want holly with 2 leaves like we're using here, and sometimes you want holly with 3 leaves. And so you have lots of flexibility with this die. I want my holly leaves to stand up, but I want the center of it down. So I'm just going to grab 2 little glue dots here and pop these on glue dots. And you might have noticed as I was handling them, I've got the berries with a little mini dimensional already ready. Let's stamp our greeting. Oh, let me show you where my dies come from and which die it is, in case you're going to try to make this. So deckled circles. These are last chance, and they just sold out. It's a 2-inch deckled circle. So if you're trying to substitute a 2-inch circle, and last chance list is out. So MarisaAlvarez.stampinup.net to shop. And if you shop early, you'll have the best selection. And then this is the largest nested essentials fishtail banner, or as we like to say, chicken lips. I'm going to slide aside these parts for a minute because we need to do some stamping. My greeting for the front is from the Reindeer Days bundle. And I'm going to combine that with some greetings from Greetings of the Season. So let me show you those 2. This is the Reindeer Fun. We're bundling up with the reindeer dies. That's where the holly came from. That's where we're going to get the reindeer and the presents and all the fun die cutting. And then the Greetings of the Season. I love these block fonts that mix very nicely with this little bit fancier one. Okay, so that's my stamps for this project. And I'm using Garden Green ink. We're going to do Christmas is Better Together in the center of our deckled circle. Set this aside because we've got 2 more greetings to stamp. We don't need to lose that or bury it as we're stamping. If you're like me, I bury things as I stamp. I'm going to remove my little holly from the glue dot, or I'm going to remove the holly with the glue dot from the liner, really. And then I'm going to cut some little minis in half, and I'm going to put mini dimensionals just kind of close to center on the leaves. That's what's going to give it that little lift, that extra little oomph. This project is very extra. That's how the kids say. Either you're basic or you're extra. This project is very extra, but with no fussy cutting, no hand coloring, and with a good plan of die cutting everything you need first and then assembling, they'll go together pretty quickly. I'm going to add the holly. See that little lift you get by putting the glue dot in the center and the dimensionals at the end? It like plays a little bit then. Then we've got our berries. And we'll add 1 top and 1 bottom. All right, now it's time to do the belly band. We have to set aside Christmas is Better Together for a minute because I'm going to adhere that to the belly band and the fishtail banner behind the belly band to give this fun layering effect. I liked that look better where the blue was broken up by the green and the ribbon. So let's get our belly band, and we're going to snug this up around our portfolio. And what you want to do is put tear and tape adhesive, or you could do liquid glue if you don't mind holding it for a second while it grabs. But I like tear and tape because it's instant here. Most of the time I like liquid glue because I got some time to slide, but for this application I like instant grab. Once I got it snug, I want it to just hold. So I've got 1 on the front side, 1 on the back side. And then I'm going to lift the liner, make sure that if there's any past the edge, I fold it. Lift the liner on this side too, and then we can bring it together and snug it up. Make sure your sides are nice and square, and then bring the end, the cut end, over to the fold. It'll be perfectly to the fold, so you don't see any seam anywhere. Now we've got a nice snug belly band, and we can add the, oh, I forgot to do this on the live part too. Hold on. We need to tie that with the bow first, because it's much easier to tie the belly band with the bow before you remove it for adding the greeting and the banner. All right, so we got that. Now we're gonna wrap with ribbon. I've got this real red with gold polka dot ribbon. It was an online exclusive, and it is now, I'm making sure it goes to the back. It is now on the last chance list also, I believe. So check it out. But if you're not sure, if you've been hesitant to buy this one because you're not sure how to tie with a single face ribbon, please check out the 6th day of Christmas, the little trapezoid purse that we did, where I did a tutorial how to tie a bow with single face ribbon. On the recorded video, I tied that bow right-handed. On the live video of the same project, I tied that bow left-handed. Live left, recorded right. And so if you have a little bit of bow challenge, go check that out, especially if you're a little bow challenged with single face ribbon. It can be a little tricky. You want all your polka dots to be up on all your tails, ears, and everything. And so you can go through that tutorial, find the bow tying, and just play it and practice along. It really is. There's a method, and it goes loop, swoop, tuck, and pull for a bow. And when you do a single face ribbon, you have to do loop, swoop, twist, and pull. And it really does turn out beautiful every time. It is a method, and it turns out beautiful every time. I think that might be still a little bit too long. We want the bow to be beautiful, but not to compete with our holly and our reindeer paper. All right, now dimensionals. We're gonna put the dimensionals on the belly band because we don't want to glue our belly band to the project. And then we're going to add the Christmas is Better Together greeting, centered on the belly band. Then we're going to remove the belly band, put a piece of tear and tape adhesive across the center of our fishtail banner. Where did I put my tear and tape? Here we go. There. And then remove the liner, slide this banner underneath, and adhere it to the belly band. And do you see what that does? It breaks up that blue and lets the garden green and the ribbon play really nicely into this design. Get it level. If you want to, once this is done, then you can take like maybe a half of a dimensional, a regular size one, or a mini dimensional, and then just lift the circle here, add a half of a dimensional, and then stick that to the fishtail banner. That'll give you a little bit more stability. This is going to be removed probably again and again because this is a wow kind of gift, and I'm sure that people are going to be opening it and showing it off, so a little extra dimensional there won't hurt. All right, so that is our belly band. Now we got to work on the inside, so I'm going to set these aside, and let's take a look at the inside and our gift card holder. Our pocket should be nice and dry now, so let's go ahead and decorate it. I've got a 1-inch strip of the Reindeer Days Designer Series paper. It's the plaid, and I like my plaid to start and stop at the same point. So what I did was I cut a little bit longer than I needed so that I can start with that green line at both ends. Add that with some liquid glue, and then I'm going to turn over and trim. This is 2 3/4 wide, so you could just start out with a piece of Designer Series paper that's 1 by 2 3/4. But if you're like me and you want the plaid to start and stop at about the same place, that's a good way to make that happen. All right, let's put this guy aside for a minute. We've got some die cuts that are all done and a little bit more stamping to do. So I'm going to put this guy in here so we can see what we're doing as we go along. And then I'm going to bring my Garden Green ink and Stampin' Pierce mat back in. Got two little postage rectangles, one for the card and one for the portfolio. Both are cut from basic white cardstock. Got one a little bigger, one a little smaller. Let me show you my die cut chart. The bigger one is 2 by 2 3/4, and the smaller one is 1 1/2 by 2 1/4. And my greetings come from Greetings of the Season. I want the May Your Holiday be filled with warmth, so we're going to mask off some of this greeting. It says, May your holiday be filled with warmth and cheerful celebrations, and I just want to keep it simple, and I like this block font with a little bit fancier font on the front. So what I'm going to do is just use a little low tack tape. You can use some leftover washi tape like I do, or a sticky note like a post-it tape, mint tape, whatever. Just cover up that second part of the greeting with the fancy script. Remove the mask paper and then stamp low of center. Then Merry Christmas is from the same stamp set. It's a buildable greeting, so I left Justified it on the block so that we'd have room for our holly, and then we're going to stamp that low of center and left of center on the smaller rectangle. All right, that is our stamping for this project. Not a lot of stamping. It's really just die cut and assemble. So if you want to do them in batch work, they'd be really easy. All right, for our May Your Season Be Filled with Warmth rectangle, I have a couple of die cuts here. You've seen these before. We've got the holly berries, and the leaves from the Reindeer Fun. Add the berries, and then we can pop the greeting on the banner, and then the holly on the greeting. And then we can set that guy aside. For our Merry Christmas, I've got another one of that banner. And we've got some more holly, another berry, and this one's on-dimensional on purpose because that's going to be that little catch so that the card doesn't fall out if when somebody's holding it, it flops open. So this one is purposeful. I did put that dimensional there on purpose. We're going to bring some of the ribbon from the outside to the inside. Now this is a completely optional step right here. I wanted to bring some gold into the inside, and I think this is a great way to add a little pop of color and break up the pool party behind the greeting. So I'm going to do a little loop of ribbon and grab a glue dot. Oh, look, it came off on the wrong side. Pick up the glue dot and then fold the ribbon. I'm going to cut that away from the spool. Set it aside. I want tear and tape on my greeting because it's going to go over and sandwich the ribbon. So we can add our little strips and then remove those liners with your take your pick tool. I love this take your pick tool for removing those liners. So it's an awesome little convenience. All right, we're going to put this a little bit off of center and below the stitches and then add the Christmas greeting over. Then we can adhere our holly. We're using liquid glue for the holly. Keep it kind of flat. I'm going to put the smallest little leaf down. And then the berries with the dimensional. Let's trim the tails so they're not quite as long. Get them nice and neat. There is the front for our little mini card. Let's get the little mini card in here and put that on. Inside of our mini card, we're going to do one of these little reindeers. So let's do that next. Got my reindeer pieces all cut. Early espresso, basic beige, pecan pie, garden green, and real red. And this guy's really easy to put together with some liquid glue, especially in this little fine point bottle. If you don't like liquid glue, use a adhesive sheet here. I like the liquid glue because then I can slide my layers. If they're off a bit, it won't matter. With the adhesive sheet, I feel like it grabs kind of fast, and if you've got it off center, it's hard to slide, and I always have everything off center. But with liquid glue, I can slide and nobody would ever know. All right, so there's our deer. We're gonna put the deer in the wreath by putting the liquid underneath or on top at the bottom of the deer at the base of the neck, and then slide in from the back. And there's our cute little deer in a wreath. We will add a bit of glue on the bow. Pop that on the wreath. Isn't that cute? How fast did that come together? These reindeer dies are awesome. All right, then I've got a couple of pieces here. I've got reindeer number 2, got my circle and my my postage square and fancy circle. And then for the other side of the portfolio, the side with the strap, we're gonna do a little present. Okay, so present is real red. The bow is garden green. Put a liquid glue on the ribbon and bow. And then we can add these 2 little embellishments, like die cut embellishments we made to our fancy circle and our postage rectangle. Let me show you these. The postage square. The postage square is the larger one from the perennial postage dies. And my circle is this dots and dashes one, second from smallest, Spotlight on Nature dies. A little bit of liquid glue on the present. Pop that guy in the circle. And then a little bit of liquid glue. I like to put the liquid glue on the wreath and then on the deer's neck, but not on the head and antlers. The antlers are going to go past the postage square anyway. Now to finish this up, can you believe it? We're already at finish this up. Let's grab some liquid glue and our portfolio. Our little card is already made, so we just have to add our deer. We're going to put 1 on the pocket, and we're going to put 1 on the pocket. Now in the pocket here, you're going to go lower than center with your glue because the postage square is going to extend past the pocket and you don't want to glue your pocket closed. All right, now we can add a little gift card to the pocket. I've got my Starbucks card here. It's going to be a tight squeeze, but it's going to be a perfect fit. And there's our gift card. You can add that under the strap. Now here's where this little dimensional came in is going to come in handy. So if somebody's looking at their portfolio and they're like, ooh, what's the gift in here? You put those berries on a dimensional so the gift card doesn't go flying. All right, so a little trick, little professional trick there. Let's add our greeting to the center with some liquid glue. And our present. You want to go just in the center here. Whoop, the glue is a little too far. I had it. You want to go north and south in the center like this, not east and west. I started to go east and west, so don't do that because it's going to go right on the strip here. And you don't want it to glue your little gift card holder or your little gift card into the strap. So there's our little present inside, right? We've got our gift card. We've got our pocket for our candy. Let's put some candy in there. I found this $1 million Santa box at Walmart. They do have them on Amazon, but they're sold out right now. So if you find them somewhere else, let me know. We're gonna flip and then flap and then secure with a belly band. Little slide here, nice and easy. And there is our gift card and candy portfolio. Okay, you guys, if you've got any questions about the project or about the 12 days of Christmas, if there's anything that I can do to help you stay crafty, please reach out. Email me, Marisa at kitchentablestamper.com. To shop Stampin' Up! 24/7, buzz over to marisa.alvarez.stampinup.net. Check out that last chance list. Things are already going fast, so for best selection, you want to shop early. And if you've got any questions about the 12 days of Christmas, reach out to us, but be sure to subscribe to our email, kitchentablestamper.com/email. Get the last 2 days of the 12 days of Christmas series delivered right to your email. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.